Alex returned to the office after lunch with the faint sense that the world had shifted half a degree to the left. Nothing dramatic. Nothing she could point to. Just a subtle wrongness, like a picture frame that had been nudged out of alignment. She tried to shake it off as she walked back to her desk, but the feeling clung to her like static. Her colleagues were still in their post-lunch lull. Someone was microwaving soup. Someone else was watching a video with their headphones slightly too loud. The office lights hummed softly overhead. Everything was normal. Alex sat down, woke her computer, and opened the email again. The symbol at the bottom drew her eye immediately. The circle with the vertical line. It was simple, almost elegant, but there was something about it that made her skin prickle. She zoomed in, but the image pixelated before she could make out any new detail. She opened a new tab and searched for Elias Thorne logos. Nothing matched. She searched for symbols used in his previous books. Still nothing. She tried searching for the symbol itself, but the results were vague. Keyholes. Alchemical signs. A few occult symbols that looked similar but not identical. She leaned back in her chair. It was probably nothing. A new branding element. A placeholder graphic. A design intern having fun. Still, she could not shake the feeling that she had seen it before. Her phone buzzed. A message from Jamie.
Do not forget to read your death scene. I want a full report.
Alex smiled despite herself. She typed back.
Later. I am working.
Lies. You are absolutely thinking about it right now.
She put her phone face down on the desk. He was not wrong. She opened the PDF again. The title page stared back at her. Every story ends where it was always meant to. She swallowed. The line was clever, atmospheric, exactly the kind of thing Thorne would write. But it felt different now. Heavier. As if it were directed at her specifically. She scrolled past it, stopping at the first paragraph. She read the opening sentence, then the next. The writing was sharp and vivid, but she forced herself to stop before she got pulled in. She wanted to read it properly later, when she could focus. She closed the file. Her inbox pinged. A new email. She clicked it automatically, expecting something mundane. It was from the Elias Thorne creative team. Her breath caught. Reminder. Please sign and return your release form at your earliest convenience. Attached was a PDF titled Victim Release Agreement. Alex frowned. She had not seen this earlier. She checked the timestamp. It had been sent while she was at lunch. She opened the document. It was a standard legal form, or at least it looked like one. She skimmed the text. I, the undersigned, consent to the use of my name, likeness, and personal details for the purpose of fictional representation in the novel The Final Victim. That part made sense. I acknowledge that the depiction may include scenes of violence, threat, or death. Also expected. But then her eyes caught on a line near the bottom. I understand that participation in this experience may involve elements of surprise, immersion, or narrative engagement beyond the written text. Alex frowned. That was vague. Too vague. She read it again. Elements of surprise. Immersion. Narrative engagement. What did that even mean? A marketing stunt? A promotional event? Maybe they planned to send props or clues or something theatrical. Authors did immersive campaigns all the time. Still, the wording felt strange. She scrolled further. I agree not to disclose any part of this experience until after the publication of the novel. That was normal for non-disclosure agreements. But the next line was not. I acknowledge that once the experience has begun, withdrawal may not be possible. Alex stared at the sentence. A cold ripple moved through her chest. She read it again. And again. Withdrawal may not be possible. She checked the header to make sure the document was legitimate. The branding matched. The email address matched. The formatting matched. But the wording did not feel like a marketing team. It felt like something else. Something older. Something more deliberate. She closed the document and rubbed her forehead. She was overthinking it. Jamie was right. It was a promotional stunt. They probably wanted to create a sense of mystery. A sense of immersion. It was all part of the experience. Still, she could not bring herself to sign it. Not yet. Her phone buzzed again. Another message from Jamie.
You are absolutely reading it right now. I can feel it.
I am not. I am working.
Coward.
She smiled, but the tension in her chest did not ease. She opened the original email again. Her eyes drifted back to the symbol. The circle with the vertical line. She zoomed in once more, even though she knew it would not help. The symbol tugged at her memory. She had seen it somewhere. Not recently. Not in a book or a film. Somewhere real. She closed her eyes, trying to place it. A door. A wall. A sign. A notebook. A piece of jewelry. A tattoo. A poster. A shop window. A train station. A childhood memory. Nothing came. She opened her eyes and stared at the screen. The symbol stared back. A quiet unease settled over her, heavier than before. Not fear. Not yet. Something softer. A warning, perhaps. A whisper at the edge of her thoughts. She closed the email. She needed to focus on work. She needed to stop spiraling. She needed to stop treating a silly competition like a mystery. But as she turned back to her spreadsheet, she felt the weight of the symbol lingering in her mind. A circle. A line. A keyhole. A target. A memory she could not reach. And beneath it all, a quiet certainty she could not explain. Something about this was wrong.